My lab studies the relationship between sleep and learning and memory. That's the major aspect of our research. But over the last 3 years, we've also started to look at other behaviors, like feeding behaviors. So we're really interested to know how sleep and the lack of sleep, for example, will affect feeding choices, which has a huge potential impact for health and disease. So our lab uses the fruit fly model, Drosophila melanogaster, which is probably the most powerful genetic models out there. It has a lot of tools that can be used to specifically manipulate neurons in the brain and see the behavioral result of these manipulations. So in terms of the techniques we're using, we do a lot of genetics, obviously, creating specific lines to manipulate specific neurons. We do a lot of behavioral tests, so sleep behavior and all sorts of memory assays that we've developed in the laboratory. And we do a lot of brain imaging as well. So whether it's live imaging or fixed tissue imaging, we're really interested to link the behavior of neurons with the actual behavioral outcome in the flies. So the most important thing that I'm looking for in any student is drive and motivation. I think it's really hard to do research if you're not driven and motivated. And another really big important criteria that I really want to see in the student is whether they are curious. You have to be curious about what you're doing. This is at times difficult, so if you don't have drive, curiosity and passion for research, I think it can get really difficult. Now in terms of my mentorship, it really depends on the individual students. They're all different. So some students require a lot of attention, some actually want to be left alone. So I'm really adapting my style to the individual. So for some students, I'm really involved a lot because they require it. And the ones who want to be left alone, I'll leave them alone, but they can come to see me at any time. So my door is always open. So I'm very much flexible on my mentoring style. I think as good as it works for the student and it's working for the project, it's all good.
So I really enjoy having Stephane as a mentor. He's widely known in the field for his use of genetics, his experimental design, and when we go to conferences, everyone tells me that, like, hey, that experimental design was absolutely beautiful. And that's really cool because I get to learn from Stephane some of that. And he's really passionate about what we do. So we study sleep, memory, feeding, and how those behaviors interact. And he's very passionate about that. So that passion and his use of experimental design, we're really on the forefront of the field right now, kind of making these brand new discoveries that people haven't seen before. So that's amazing. He's also really excited when we come up with our own ideas or come up, hey, can we try this experiment? I saw this in a paper. He gets really excited, but his first question is always, okay, what are the controls? Because we have to know what we're looking at. But it's just great to have him as a mentor, and in the lab, I just enjoy being in the lab because it's amazing what we do. We can take a neuron and turn it on or off like that. And we can immediately see a behavioral change in the Drosophila that we work with. So it's just really amazing that we can manipulate neurons like that and immediately see a behavioral change. As far as UMKC goes, I really love the kind of small, close-knit community that we have here. I did my undergrad here and then came back for my PhD for that exact reason. So you know everybody who's here, everyone knows you by name. It's just a very friendly, welcoming environment. We have a lot of really young new professors here who are doing some really cool things. So it's just a very awesome, productive, but very collaborative environment to be in. So Kansas City, I grew up just north of Kansas City and I've lived here my entire life, and there's something to do for everybody. So whether you like sporting events, we have a lot of professional sporting teams who do pretty well most of the time. And if you love museums, we have the Nelson Atkins Art Museum, we have the world-renowned World War I Museum, which is absolutely incredible. If you love being outdoors, we have fossil hunting in the area, we have the Loose Park Rose Garden, nature sanctuaries, Powell Observatory. I mean, we have all kinds of things to do.